Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're going to take a look at the 1968 Jefferson 5-cent coins from the United States of America, the Jefferson nickel. It says, "In God We Trust," under Jefferson. Jefferson facing to the left, Liberty behind him, and then there's a star there. Between Liberty and 1968, there's a star, and that star, you can often use that to tell the quality of the coin. In this case, the star looks a little bit slim on the left upper side there. Not the greatest star in the world, but this actually is a pretty good quality coin. The 1968 looks very good, and down here we have an S, and that's for the San Francisco Mint. When you look at this coin, you see a little bit of almost like yellowing here. This coin came from an uncirculated set. So this is an uncirculated set, and you can see some of the coloring on the same one. This also came from uncirculated mint set. You could buy a uncirculated mint set in 1968 for $2.50, and you could buy a proof set for $5. The uncirculated mint sets had the S and the D, and this is the D back here, the Denver Mint. Let's put that on top so you can see that D. So the San Francisco Mint and the Denver Mint were the only mints that made nickels in 1968. From 1968, 1969, and 1970, there were no Philadelphia Mint nickels. No blanks, no P's, no nothing from Philly. What else is on this coin? Well, there is an FS on the bottom there. You can see that pretty well. And that's for Felix Schlag, who was the engraver of this coin. I am not sure exactly why, but in 1966, they decided to put these initials on. From 1938 until 1965, there were no initials down below Jefferson on the nickel. So you see there, this was how it was originally made. When they changed it, you can see they actually changed it a little bit, because in order to get the spacing there, they had to move Jefferson up just a tiny bit. Nickels actually did change in 1966, and I'll show you the 1966 here with it. So you can see how they made more space here between 1965 and 66. Now, remember, 1965, 1966, they didn't have any mint marks on any of the coins, but they did in 66 throw on this FS. And so when we got to 68 with the mint marks, they kept the FS, and there it is right there. At the San Francisco Mint in 1968, they made 103 million of these. This San Francisco Mint was the biggest producer of nickels in 1968. San Francisco Mint did make the proof sets, and they made what they called the PDS uncirculated sets. And so they had some Denvers and some San Franciscos, but no Philly nickels, because they just weren't in there. And that's one of the reasons that they had the PDS sets, is because in order to have two nickels, they had to have the San Francisco nickel in there. So at San Francisco Mint, they made 103 million. The Denver Mint, they only made 91 million. So only 200 million total. As I said, these are uncirculated coins. They've never been circulated, where we see that even in the uncirculated coins, there is no chance of getting full steps here. You can see maybe 2 steps go all the way across. So just because the way they used the dies and the care that they didn't take with the nickels, you just don't have any, even the best of them don't have any steps on them. If you can get a full steps from 1968, you're talking in the thousands and thousands of dollars. What else happened in 1968? Well, they did do something funny with the proof sets. Proof sets in 1968, they made a mistake on the dimes. And so if you can get a proof set, get it, keep the nickel, of course, but look for the no S dime. The proof sets had S's on all of the coins except for the dime, which had nothing on it. Look for the no S dime. How can you tell the difference? You're going to find it in the proof set. If you don't have any S on the dime and you find one in your change, it's not going to be the no S dime, because they only came in proof sets. Somebody would have had to break the proof set open and put the dime into circulation. I think it's extremely unlikely you're going to find a no S dime. You're also going to see that it's polished differently. The proof set dimes, so there is a proof set nickel, and this is not it. This is uncirculated. The proof set just has a different buffing and a different polish on it. So if you're looking for these nickels, if you get them in Mint State 65, you're talking about $5 and $6. If you're looking for the proof 65, the PR 65 is probably only worth about 75 cents. For some reason, the nickels in the proof sets, everybody buys them to look for that dime, and then everybody dumps the nickels. So you can get a proof set nickel 5-cent coin from 1968 for sometimes under $1. E pluribus unum at the top, Monticello here, 5 cents, and then United States of America at the bottom. The mint mark, as you can see, moved between 1964, 1968, and here is an older one right here. The mint mark used to be on the back, and then they moved it and put it on the front right here. So you can see, here's a Denver and here's an old Denver. So in the 60s, they also moved the mint mark. So a number of changes to the nickels in the 60s. Look for them. They're not going to be hugely valuable, but they might be fun to collect and fun to read up on. Have a great day from DC Coin World International Coin Channel.